Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we come here with a purpose of comparing two budget ultrabooks, which is the ASUS VivoBook Ultra A512 and also the HP Pavilion 15 cs2010TX. So in terms of similarities first, we have the HP Pavilion 15 here and the VivoBook Ultra A512. They are both priced around the same area. This is priced at 2,901 ringgit, which is on their official HP website, by the way. Don't ask me why that's the 1 ringgit there. As for the VivoBook, it costs 2,899, so it's only 2 ringgit difference anyway. In terms of specs, they're also identical. They both come with Intel Core i5, 8265U, 4 gigs of RAM, and also in NVIDIA GeForce MX250 GPU with 2 gigs of VRAM. In terms of performance, obviously they are both going to be the same since they have identical specs out of the box, but if you upgrade it, which we will talk about it later, and then your experience will vary a lot. One more similarity here is that they are both using 15.6-inch screens, but that's where all the similarity ends. The first difference that we are going to highlight here is that the HP comes with this silvery, very business-looking laptop classic look, which we have gotten used to over the years. But the VivoBook Ultra comes with this really bright orange peach color. This is what they call the Coral Crush color. And we also have the transparent silver here, which is the usual silver-ish. It's quite white, quite not white, but it's definitely very shiny. And it also comes in peacock blue color and also slate grey, if those are more of your personal preference. Of course, in terms of aesthetics wise, I would say it's more personal preference. I would prefer something with more color like the Coral Crush here. The second main difference here is, of course, in terms of ports. The HP Pavilion 15 here comes with an Ethernet port and also a full-size SD card reader, whereas the VivoBook Ultra A512 comes with more USB ports, but it does not have Ethernet port or a full-size SD card reader. It comes with a micro SD card reader instead. But that's more for personal preference in terms of what you want to use. But personally, I would say Ethernet is not really used that much anyway. And full-size SD card reader would be nice on the VivoBook Ultra A512. Opening up the lid of both laptops, you can see that they are both using 15.6-inch screens with thin bezels all around. But one main highlight that the VivoBook has is top bezel is a lot thinner, but they maintain the webcam to be at the top, so you don't have any nose cams, which is a great thing that ASUS did for us all. And also, the screen colors on the VivoBook Ultra is a bit more accurate to my eyes rather than this HP Pavilion 15, which is a bit more dull. And personally, they are both not that bright in terms of screen, but it's really usable indoors, but under direct sunlight like we are now, it's not really going to do well. Then comes one of the most important aspects of a laptop, which is the keyboard. Honestly, I do like the VivoBook keyboard. It's very soft in actuation force, but it's also very springy and the button bounces back up really fast, making it really responsive and fun to type on. For the HP Pavilion 15, this is one keyboard that I don't really like. It's also using this kind of soft actuation key, but it does not bounce back just as quick. And because the top bar here is occupied by the speaker, the entire keyboard has to be shifted down, which means the wrist rest is very tiny, and for someone with large hands like me, this is just really uncomfortable to use and type on. Then next up comes the trackpad. On the HP Pavilion 15 here, the trackpad is using Elan drivers. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce the name. That touchpad driver is just terrible. I don't like it, it's not accurate at all, and the palm rejection is frustrating to say the least. When I was typing, it just triggered my palm input and then it just deleted everything that I typed on. It happened more than once and I am just very frustrated with this trackpad. However, the ASUS VivoBook Ultra A512, it uses Windows Precision Trackpad, which is, well, since it's using Windows Precision Trackpad drivers, you can use all of the Windows gestures which are built into the OS itself. So you can have swapping between windows with just 3-finger swiping and also 4-finger swiping to switch between spaces. I'm not sure what's Windows calling it, but yeah, you can have multiple virtual desktops and then you can use 4 fingers to change in between them. So next up comes one of the differences that I'm personally most concerned about. The VivoBook Ultra A512 comes with 512 gigs of NVMe SSD. It's running on PCIe Gen 2 X2 and you get really speedy speeds. As for the HP Pavilion 15 here, you get a SATA 3 256 gig SSD, which is considerably slow even for SATA 3 standards. And I'm not sure what type of SSD they use, but through the benchmarks, it's just not really there. And ASUS actually provided another upgrade kit for you to add another 2.5-inch storage disk. So you can add on a hard disk, another SSD, whichever you like. It's just good that ASUS is actually giving you options to, add storage options wherever you see fit. Which leads us nicely to the next section of this comparison, which is the upgradability. For the ASUS VivoBook Ultra A512, there are just a couple of screws at the bottom. You take it all out and then you can pry the bottom open and then you can just see everything, service all your fans, upgrade your SSD, your 2.5-inch storage disk, whatever you want to do. As for the HP Pavilion 15, we only see 3 screws at the back. So when we unscrew it, we still can't pry it open, which we expect it to have some hidden screws underneath the rubber feet here. Those hidden screws might be a problem for users that are unaware there are hidden screws at the back. So they might just pry it open and break the entire back plate. So we urge you to be careful and just go slowly. If it doesn't give, then don't force it. So as for the battery life on these two laptops, the ASUS VivoBook Ultra A512 comes with a 37 Wh battery. It lasts for me about 4 hours and 20 minutes. But for the HP Pavilion 15 here, it comes with 41 Wh battery and it lasts for about 4 hours and 45 minutes. So you can see that the battery life isn't really that much different after all. It's just 4 Wh and our usage is pretty much similar all the time. It's always heavy Chrome browsing with lots of tabs, some YouTube, and then some lightweight Photoshop as well. As for the charging speed of these two laptops, we tested that as well. It took about 2 hours to charge it from 15% all the way to 100. So these two laptops are very similar on paper. They both have the same specs, same screen size, but in terms of user experience, this is where the differences come. First of all, the keyboard on the VivoBook Ultra A512, it's obviously a lot more comfortable to type on. And the trackpad here is also better. In terms of ports, both of them are about the same, but this one could use a full-size SD card reader as well. And the slim bezels on the screen itself, I would definitely go for the ASUS because it's a lot tinier and causing the entire laptop to go smaller because of that thin bezel. And overall, these two are just really similar laptops and I personally just prefer the bright colors on the VivoBook Ultra A512 because Coral Crush, who can deny this? Or you can just go get the transparent silver, peacock blue or slate grey if that's more of your personal preference. On the HP side of things, in terms of aesthetics, it's pretty much the usual silver business looking laptop. Yeah, and that's it. So I think that wraps up our whole comparison video. I would personally just take this because of how colorful it is. And it's also very easy to upgrade. So that is all for our comparison today. Once again, this is the ASUS VivoBook Ultra A512. This is the HP Pavilion 15 cs2010TX. It's a tongue twister, by the way. And yeah, do like this video if you like it and subscribe for more comparisons perhaps. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye!